welcome everybody, and thank you guys for joining me again. My name is Wilky, and I'm here with a quick rundown of things that I would personally do on the Prismverse Clash server before transferring. Now, a lot of this is going to be a repetition, so if you're a seasoned player, I assume most of these things are probably on your list. Nonetheless, I think this is a great example of practice makes perfect, and there's always some things that people may overlook. So for the very first thing, I think this is fairly obvious, is do your purification. This, as of recording and uploading this video, it's going to be Monday my time. We have a new reset for the purification, so ideally you have 20 or 40, my bad, 40 of the level 3 cortices, cortexes, whatever the plural now is, and grab your extra 4,000 star chrome for this reset. This is definitely something that I think most people will do. Nonetheless, this is a huge chunk of star chrome that you can grab before transitioning to the new server. For the second thing, we're talking about Severin, who is located in any of the major cities in Once Human, and there we have another couple of star chrome crates. Now these cost Stellular Planula, which should be a resource that most of you should have in abundance. If not, then I definitely still recommend buying all of these as star chrome carries over. And secondly, in this shop, I think getting controllers from this one is super huge. They're absolutely cheap for only 2 a pop, and you can only buy 20 of these from Severins, so this is 40 Planula that you need. Even if you don't plan on using the controllers in your current scenario, these will be sent to your Eternal Land, where you can choose to bring them into any upcoming scenario, so definitely make sure to buy those. Now, this one's not hugely important, but most of you may have not done the commissions, as we pretty much were already level 50 by the time we got to the 3rd week of commissions. Still, nonetheless, this is a quick and easy way to get some extra resources, most notably controllers, so definitely make sure to do those if you so desire, and also make sure that you claim the extra finishing rewards after that. And for more star chrome, remember that there is a seasonal shop, so if you go to season goals and then seasonal shop, and similarly to the other servers, we're gonna get star chrome crates. Now these are not as abundant as they used to be, and in total you only need 100,000 energy links, so this should be fairly simple by pretty much anybody's standards. But needless to say, this is an extra 2,000 star chrome, so make sure to grab these before leaving the server. By pressing J or whatever the corresponding journey button for you is, you open the journey window, and there are, as expected, journeys. But it may have been overlooked that completing the final mission for the journeys will actually net you some star chrome. Granted, this is not a whole lot, but at this point in time, most of these missions are either auto-completed already by just playing the game, or if not, you can very quickly get a hold of those and grab some extra star chromes. For example, I don't have a hive up until now, but there is not really a big problem. You just go there, punch in a name, whatever you want, you create your own hive. It doesn't cost anything, it doesn't require anything, et voila, you got your journey completed. With these strongholds finally fixed, there are mystical crates that were currently unavailable to us because we couldn't open the doors. And if you're like myself and you still have some of these left around on the map, for example, this is the Wild Dog Isle outpost in the bottom right of the map. So as I mentioned, if you have some of these unchecked or there are some mystical crates there, then feel free to visit them now and grab your free blueprint fragments. Now granted, these are not super huge, but it's free stuff really. And these will carry on and improve your account's overall performance, so definitely make sure to grab any of the remaining crates. So if you care for collecting all of the deviations possible, especially since some of those are locked to the PvP server that we're now on, most notably it's the Pup Buddy and Mr. Wish. I personally have not gotten Mr. Wish myself, so I gotta farm this one. Make sure to get a hold of these, as we do not know if we're gonna get another chance of grabbing these special PvP or rather scenario specific deviations. The same goes for the PvE ones. Really, if there's anything on your mind that you're looking for, such as eels, digbees, whatever, then make sure to grab those before leaving. And lastly, for 2 more things, is if you're looking for a particular build or anything to try out, then definitely give it a shot right now. Most of your resources are going to be parked in your Eternal Land anyway, so if you look at my Eternal Land inventory, most of these things are just carryovers, and a lot of this will be stuck there pretty much forever, and there's just more to the, well, pile of shame, if you will, stuff that will be sent here. So if you have resources, materials, crystals, whatever it is that you don't really need, and a lot of this, as I said, is just going to be parked there, then right now is the time to try a build similar to what I did on the other video on the other server, where I just tried out different builds, different weapons, and just winged it. Likewise, if you have anything in particular that you're looking to finesse or finalize in terms of builds, then I would highly recommend spending most, if not all, of your control overs available in order to get the right mods going, as we do not really know how gear acquisition and how or what mods are going to be available on the new server. So if you have plans for that, then definitely make sure to expend most of these resources in that regard. And lastly has to do with the Eternal Land points. I'm currently in Eternal Land, but it doesn't really matter about the location. We're most likely going to be getting 20,000 points again to transfer stuff to the new scenario. And as I mentioned in one of the older videos, I already prepared stuff ahead because I wasn't sure what Prismverse is going to be like and if we're actually going to have stuff or time to craft and prepare materials. So I already have a couple drills, a couple pickaxes, and canned food and stuff like that. Needless to say, if you have not prepared your items yet, you still have a couple days left, and with the additional raids in Prismverse Clash, there's plenty of room to craft things. As I mentioned, I have plenty batteries, I have some fuses, I have some foods lying around here, and a lot of stuff that I don't really need. But most importantly are buffs like these, as this doesn't spoil, so you can craft that up ahead. You can see that there's a lot of spoiled stuff because I didn't prepare all of that. Needless to say though, this is really just something, if you're looking for a head start or stuff like that, then definitely make sure to craft those items and bring them over once we're in the new server. And that is it for my list. As I said, I think a lot of this is a repetition, but I'm sure that it's not the worst thing to hear about these again, and sometimes you may just miss stuff, and always being able to grab all the star chromes will just make it easier for you to progress in the game, giving you more blueprint fragments, which will result in better armors and weapons, so that's always a plus. That's all for this video. Thank you all for being here, and I see you guys next time.